Hello everybody, welcome back to Cape Rugby TV. It's Wednesday night and we bring you the very best of what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. We've got a lekker show for you tonight. We'll be talking about what happened in Gold Cup as well, but also lots of other games coming up. There's the President's Cup, we're going to talk about the Sevens, and of course over the weekend we went out to watch Caledonian Roses up against Blue Jets. So a whole lot of action. Big thanks to Hisense with Cape Rugby TV as our official technical partner. For those of you that have just tuned in, you are watching Cape Rugby TV. Of course, we are on DSTV 263. And by the way, still, of course, free to air for friends who perhaps don't have DSTV. They can still watch us on the Tigerberg transmitter. Also, big thanks to Dulux Maitland, who has come on board with Cape Rugby TV. And Score Energy Drinks. Now, for those of you that are not sure, well, Score is on board with Cape Rugby TV, but the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens tournament is coming up later in the year. I've got Mr. Danny Jones who's going to tell us a lot more about that a little bit later. And Colour Tone is on board with Cape Rugby TV. So those are our sponsors, and we're extremely happy to have them. Jam-packed show tonight. Kelly's up against Blue Jets. We'll take a look at those highlights. We'll take a look at what happened with Tigerberg and False Bay in the Gold Cup. We'll talk about the President's Cup. We'll talk about the Sevens. And, of course, the Promotion League. The Promotion League. Who's going to go up to Super League C? That's getting pretty hot. Let me introduce you to my panel this evening. Morgan Newman, are you settled in now?
I'm settled in, and I'm glad you're going in order of hierarchy, Jeff. So I like to see that, Jeff.
Hierarchy. Hierarchy. Mr. Danny Jones from Western Province Rugby, nice to have you here.
Good evening, JP, Morgan, and viewers. Great to be back.
Kind of wondering what this hierarchy thing is that he's talking about. Is he?
You gotta start with the guys at the top, and then you gotta.
You mean with
work
the one with the less hair, the longest beard?
All those things. All
the above. All right. Morgs, what are you up to at the moment? I mean, Hemi's. You guys, of course, have got President's Cup coming up, but other than that, you may be relaxing a bit.
No, well, no relaxing really. President's Cup's important to us at the Amis, and the guys have been training hard, put in a good few weeks, and picked up two really good results. Our quarterfinal and our semi-final were two massive results for us. So it's a big tournament, and we want to go and win it on Monday.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that False Bay game in a second. Jerome Parvard has said that maybe False Bay were using that as a warm-up game for the Roses game.
Well, look, I mean, they had to obviously field their second side. The best of the second stringers. You can't make the match 22, but still put up a good fight. Still, I mean, False Bay have heaps of depth, So good game.
Danny, your thoughts on that?
No. I look, Morg's right. It was a good game. False Bay second team guys, obviously they want to show the coaches that there's a lot in them. And they had something to play for, because if they did well against Hammies, their brownie points would go up. So that was great. And I do think I watched the Hammies versus Turbell. Yeah. They were kind of good on the day, and the oldest player in the team, he was good. He had a good game.
I'm not the oldest, was the joke. If you're referring
You're not the oldest in the team, Morgs.
I think
Did I mention a name?
No.
Oh, so I'm just wondering.
I'm just asking. We had to get our reference points.
I look like the oldest, I mean. No. There's, I think there's one or two, Gareth Rowe and I think Greg van Jels. Well, I'm not sure about Greg, but there's one or two older guys.
There's a couple of older guys.
Yeah, Morgs had a good game, and I hope he's on his game, because, Stellenbosch is a good team. They won the league. But Amis has a lot to play for, and I'm wishing for a great game.
Yeah, well, it's going to be also. We're going to talk about this a little bit later, but of course the fixture is at City Park this year, so it's going to be interesting having a chat around all that. I mean, we've got 6 games in all six games jam-packed. So we'll talk about the President's Cup. Of course, the Total Sports President's Cup happening at City Park. That's on Monday. Yes, it's a public holiday, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Before we carry on with that, let's take a look at the Promotions League games, or at least in that league. Caledonian Roses up against Blue Jets. This was a fantastic game. A high-scoring game as well. So 53 points to 25, but I'm not going to tell you who the winner is just yet. So we'll see lots of action. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. Callies against Blue Jets. welcome back, folks. Of course, halftime scored there. Blue Jets 14-12 against Kelly's. Mr. Jones, if we just look at the log here, I mean, I'm going to take you through to the log. Kelly's at the bottom of the log of the promotion league, but Blue Jets right at the top there. They've got it all to fight for. They're currently sitting in number 2 on the log. So this would have been an important match, because in this promotions league, it could have gone anyway still.
Definitely. Look, I see Manenberg Rangers and Blue Jets are looking good. There's 3rd and 4th, Wesley, young Wesleys, but I think that the reason why it's so competitive is, remember, they can get to the Super League C.
That's what it's all about now. Those top 3 teams in this
threes.
promotion league are going to go up. All right, so great first half there. A lot of action. Referee, of course, on the day, Etienne de Veer apparently blew a really good game. Try scorers, Bryden Harris, Shoaib Higgins. But we'll take a look at the second half highlights now, and we'll see whether or not Blue Jets has got a chance to go to the top of the promotions league with this win. Well, welcome back, folks. Right, an action-packed game there. Ended up with a 53 points to 25 win for Blue Jets, 53-25 in Callies. Try scorers there, Bryden Harris for Callies, Shoaib Higgins, Laramie Stein and Ikram Kara. So Blue Jets go to the top of the promotions league with this win. Callies, of course, played in their new kit, so congratulations to Callies and the guys, Shakira and the boys, for doing such great work there. Easy Pack, I believe. Is it Easy Pack, guys? Yep, Easy Pack. They must be happy, Mr. Jones, before we talk about the game. They must be happy with the new sponsor, New Jersey. We put them on TV last week and the whole thing.
Most definitely, JP, and I'm glad that you put their sponsor on TV, because at least he gets mileage.
Yeah.
And that's what we would like the business community to get involved in rugby, because if you invest in rugby, you're keeping kids off the street. You're actually focusing on the communities.
Folks, right, just a quick reminder, if you've got your mobile phone handy, you can download the Cape Rugby TV app off the Google Play Store or off Apple's store. So go and download the Cape Rugby TV app. It's really a fantastic little app that if you open it up, you can see on the app, right, there's my phone, you can see nice blue Cape Rugby TV. There's all the latest shows, news, a place for you to share your information. We're going to take a look at that a little bit later in the show. There's your events, your club events. You can just go to the share it section. There's games where you can test your club rugby knowledge, results. You can SMS directly in there. So talking about SMSing, if in case you forget the SMS short code, you can just find it on the app. You can win yourself a case of Score energy drinks a little bit later during the course of the show. 33090, and you can win yourself that case. That comes up a little bit later, but let's take a look now at the the fact that we managed to catch up with their captains and coaches. So after the break, we'll be speaking to head coach Mario Jacobs. We'll also be speaking to Rashad Friesler, who's of course the captain at Kelly's, and Ayanda Lamini is the head coach at Blue Jets, Bonginkosi Boy, the captain at Blue Jets. All that coming up after the break. It's of course Cape Rugby TV you're watching live here, and you can jump on Twitter. Remember #WP Club Rugby. That's the hashtag that you need to use, so we can grab your tweets, or you can tweet us directly on @Cape Rugby TV. All right, for those of you that need to get your paint sorted out, all right. Every now and then you got to redo your house, so you got to get your. Mr. Jones, don't you need to be painting your house at the moment or anything like that? The Western Province Rugby offices probably need a good coat of paint. I see you've moved, in fact.
No, we've moved a certain section. Yes, definitely. No, we can always do with a
fresh
painter
coat
too.
of paint.
Absolutely.
A little bit of.
It's always like blue, it's like spring, you know.
Blue and white hoops.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
So if you need to sort out any of your paintwork, get down to Dulux Maitland, number 30 Kuba Road. Speak to the guys there, and they can of course spec your property, so you don't waste any money on your on your construction supplies or on your painting supplies, because they can work out exactly how much paint it is that you need. In fact, they got the Dulux WeatherGuard products that are up for grabs at number 30 Kuba Road. A little bit later, we'll give you tell you about how you can enter a competition using the Cape Rugby TV app and win yourself 20 litres of a Dulux WeatherGuard. So of course, now's the time for you to sort out your house. Right, we managed to speak to the head coach at of Kelly's after the Kelly's Blue Jets game, Mario Jacobs.
It's been a hard week. Nothing, no bad injuries, but yeah, thanks to God that everybody came through safely, and yeah, and well done to Blue Jets, awesome running team. And yeah, we just couldn't counter what they gave to us today. We played Blue Stars. We managed to beat them. Wednesday night we played quite an emotional game against Massey, and then today against Blue Jets. So fatigue played a massive role, and I'm still proud of the guys. They gave everything. I asked them to never give up, never stand back, and they did. And thanks to Blue Jets and everybody else as well, the supporters as well. Thank you very much. Thanks to the club administrators, thanks to the supporters for supporting us through the year, and to the players, the youngsters that's putting up their hands. Awesome, well done, and yeah, let's build to next season.
All right, welcome back, folks. Mario Jacobs, of course, the head coach at Kelly's. Mr. Jones, he seems like a very positive man. I mean, he was talking a little bit about the fatigue there and that, but still, I mean, love the gees, love the spirit. Kelly's has got like a whole fresh feel about them in the last 2 years.
That's right. There's been a number of changes. The young guys have come in, and they brought in new energy, and new zest on life, and so I think it's good. We change is good.
But you obviously want to make some changes, but you want to keep some of the experience and the history of the old guard as well.
No, it's a good balance. You need to have that, because the old guys, they also keep you on the straight and narrow. That's very important.
Yes, which is what we need in the world of rugby. Stay on the straight and narrow. Right, folks, we managed to speak there to Kelly's captain, Rashad Friesler.
Yeah, it's been a tough week for us, obviously. Playing 3 games in the space of 9 days. So, obviously, but the fatigue. But still very proud of the boys for pitching and never giving up. So, yeah, like I said, it's been a tough week for us. Yeah, definitely we need to work, put in the hard yards on the training field, practice hard, and obviously get a better result at the next game. This week coming, obviously, we don't play a midweek game. So, obviously, our bodies will be a bit more relaxed, and we're up for the next challenge. Yes, obviously it's been a tough season. We just made it to play in this promotional league. We fought hard. The boys obviously showed a lot of character throughout the season. Definitely we need to work harder, obviously, for next season. We need to prepare better as well.
Welcome back, everybody. Rashad Friesler, still remaining positive, which is what we like to see, a bit of leadership there. Let's speak now to Blue Jet head coach Yanda Lamani.
Yeah. The game. We started in a hard way, but the 50 points. I want to say thanks to the boys that they did to come to play in this side of Caledon Roses. It's a little bit hard because the guys are too much hard. So for us, it was great and privilege to beat them in the 50 plus. Yeah, look, Chief. Last year, the problem we didn't play with the young players. But now, as we develop the team, we are going back to Super League C as I promised when we went to make a draw there by Newlands. We are going back with these youngsters. We have the most structured team now. Look, I don't want to lie. When you're talking about Masi Phumelele and Blue Jet, that is going to be one of the big game that you are talking about. Yes, what we are planning with Masi, as I promised, and I tell the people that we'll take game by the game. As Masi that's coming, and then we are going to prepare with Masi on Tuesday till Thursday. It's whereby we are going to put all our practice and everything and our focus to that game of Masi Phumelele.
Mr. Jones, let's just take a look at this. Caledonia Roses at the moment, and folks, guys, we can switch to the results there. Cally's, in fact, let's get the results out the way now. So it was a win for Blue Jets, 53-25 over Caledonia Roses. Manenberg Rangers, 24-16 over Masi Phumelele. Retreat went down to Noordlikers, and Van der Stel went down to Young Wesley's. Now, you can see in brackets there, folks, if you're looking at your screen right now, you can see in brackets, those are the log positions. So Manenberg Rangers currently sitting at number 1. Blue Jets is sitting at number 2. Let's just go to the logs. And on the logs itself, you can see the final logs here. So these are the top 4 that the guys are talking about. Manenberg Rangers, Blue Jets, Young Wesley's, and Blue Stars United. Now that's where the fight is happening at the moment. Mr. Jones, if we look at that log over there, it's all about those top 4 teams at the moment. Because Noordlikers is not going to squeeze in there. That's pretty much done and dusted. So there's a couple of interesting fixtures coming up here. For example, Wesley's in retreat. Noordlikers are playing against Callies. But the main game is going to be here is Masi Phumelele and Blue Stars. Masi Phumelele and Blue Jets. And of course, Blue Stars United up against Manenberg Rangers. And it's between those 4 teams. Blue Jets has to come away with a win against Masi Phumelele. Manenberg Rangers and Blue Stars sitting at 1-4 on the log. They're playing in club. This promotion league in that top 4 is looking very tight at the moment.
Most definitely, JP. I'm actually happy with next year with the new competition, you'll see that 1 and 2 will go up automatically. 3 and 4 will play off to get for that 3rd position. So if you look at there, Young Wesley's 22. And Blue Stars United 22. I must compliment my team, my guys, because at least it would give the team number 4 an opportunity. Yeah. Because you wouldn't want to lose,
so just
to miss out on promotion just by points difference.
So just run us a little bit through that on that format of what you just explained. Now, how's that different to this year?
If this was 2018,
yeah,
and the log positions end where Team 3 and Team 4 has the same log points,
right?
Then 3 and 4 will play off for position to go up.
Okay.
And 1 and 2 will go up automatically.
1 and 2 will go up. So there's going to be a playoff next year between 3 and 4?
3 and 4.
All right, so it's not just as simple as this year, whereas 1, 2, and 3, and up you go.
Just to add some more oomph, to give 4, 5, and 6 also an opportunity to at least, if they had a bad few games, at least 4, 5, and 6 has another opportunity to try and get to 4th place, and then and then third and 4th obviously playoff.
All right, let's take a look at those fixtures then coming up this weekend. Callies are up against Blue Jets, and you can see there the Callies are currently sitting at number 9 on the log. In fact, sorry, I'm looking at the results at the moment. Young Wesley's up against Retreat, so that's 3 and 4. So Young Wesley's will be wanting to make sure that they stay in that spot. Wesley's, of course, playing at Philippi. Noordlikers are up against Callies. So there's going to be no impact on the top 4 there, but both teams will be playing for pride. Masi Phumelele and Blue Jets. This is going to be a big game because Blue Jets will be looking to come away with that win. And I think there's a bit of a derby involved there. But of course, Masi Phumelele is going to have home ground advantage. And then Blue Stars United against Manenberg Rangers playing at Klapmuts. Now, we watched Manenberg Rangers playing against Young Wesley's last week. And there was certainly no quarter given. Morgs, I think we're expecting a massive game there. The teams will be obviously making sure that in the last run of it now that they're putting everything on the line.
Yeah, I mean, this is the time of the season they call it crunch. This is the crunch time now. You know, there's no room for error anymore. The teams need to have hit their straps and really be playing. You know, the cohesion needs to be there within the team. And as you can see, 1 versus 4, 3 versus 6. That's mouth-watering stuff. That's you know, like I say, I mean, it's going to be, you know, to push for a place, you're gonna have to play and produce quality rugby.
The other big game, as I mentioned, is Blue Jets Masi Phumelele. Now, Masi Phumelele at the moment, of course, with home ground advantage. I think. Danny, do you think this is Blue Jays coming off this Callies win? They mentioned that it was a bit of a distance for them to travel from their home ground, of course, through to Knoll Avenue. Now they've got to travel further. They've got to go across the mountain to Noordhoek. They're going to have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, no, definitely the battle of the South. So it's going to be a good game. Blue Jets are doing well, but look, Masi had a tragedy, you know, a few weeks ago. And I think they're starting to gather momentum now. Yeah. So they might surprise them.
All right. Then, as I mentioned earlier on, it's Noordhoek up against Caledonia Roses, and Young Wesley's are, of course, up against Retreat. Right. As I mentioned, folks, if you want to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, all right, you want to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks. Remember, as I said, Score is, of course, on board with Cape Rugby TV and, of course, a proud sponsor to the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. And we will be talking about that a little bit later in the show. But if you want to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, and all you need to do is SMS us now to 33090. There you can see the number on the screen, 33090. You win yourself a case of Score energy drinks. Congratulations to last week's winner, Alim Abrams. Alim walks away with a case of Score energy drinks. Alim, somebody from Cape Rugby TV will be in touch with you shortly. Remember, folks, if you just missed the number, all you need to do is go to our Cape Rugby TV app, download it right now, and look for the SMS icon. You push on that, and you just automatically can send your answer through to the Cape Rugby TV competition entry form. We'll take an ad break. When we come back, we'll start taking a look at the Club Rugby Sevens coming up shortly. Welcome back, everybody. Right, before we start talking about the Sevens that's coming up, and of course we're going to talk about the President's Cup as well, and of course we're still going to chat about the Gold Cup. Let's just quickly catch up with Blue Jets captain. My mistake, we needed to speak to him after the game, but we did catch up with him. Bongi Nkosi Boy, of course, very happy with the result after the Callies Blue Jets game.
I think the guys, they made us proud today. They played some couple of games. We didn't do such as we want, but today they did it well, especially on a running game when we ran through the spaces, and of which that's what we trained through the season. And then our wish is to go to Super League here next year. And the boys, our mission is that. Yeah, so it's like what we're working for. It's what we're working through the season. Because the guys are hungry for the game, and we want to make sure that we are on top of the league. And then we've been working so hard to make sure that we are on a good game, and then the spirit, especially on the team, the guys are doing so well. And obviously, we want to make sure that we don't miss everything. We take all. As a Blue Jet, our preparation, which like to work hard through these last games that are left. And then we make sure that we are on top of the log, and then we finish on a good point on a good point on the league.
All right, welcome back. Bongi Nkosi Boy there. Mr. Jones, he seems positive.
Definitely, good captain, leading his team well, and as the coach said, see you in Super League C.
Yeah, Morgs, any thoughts on your side?
Yeah, no, I mean, look, it's funny. All of them, they're happy with the win, but they're looking forward to Masi this weekend. I think that's a big one, James.
All right, let's take a look at some of the other results that came in, of course, during the course of the weekend. In the Southern League, in the second round, it was Atlantis 29-11 over Silverleaf. Rocklands went down to Palencia 34 points to 20, and then Thistles with a 7-5 win over Titans. A bit of a derby match there. And then in the City League second round, Temperance and Cities 25-15 win for Silvertree over Cities, and then Western Zebras 57-25 over Police, when Progress, of course, beat Young Ideas 24 points to 14. In the Northern League, Stelcourt 38-21 over Delft, Eerste Rivier 24-14 over Imikawi, and Khayelitsha drawing with Whistling Wheels. And then the Par League knockout quarterfinals. And we managed to get quite a lot of information from Mario Williams here. Rangers 34-29 over Lower Paarl. Violets with a big loss against Simondium, 60 points to 24. Young Gardens 31-18 over Allendale, and Riverstones 34-33 win over Young Standards. Mr. Jones, just quickly talk to us about the Par League. There's no promotion there, but of course they're playing in that top 6 at the moment.
Yeah, no, it's very competitive, JP. I'm surprised because for years, over the last 2 years, Lower Paarl has been the top team, you know, and it seems like it's a great win for Rangers. Well done to them.
But we've been waiting for this balance to find itself in the Paarl. I mean, there's been big gaps between the lowest league and the highest league.
Yeah, but the top 6 is good, you know. So
top 6 are really playing it out
absolutely,
now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Paarl, Lower Paarl. Yeah, so some big guns there. All right, folks, as we said earlier on, we would be talking about the Gold Cup. Now, Morgs, we'll bring you back into the picture here. Some interesting results over the weekend. Of course, False Bay, travelling away. They went to go play in Katu, which is apparently north of Alaska.
In the middle of nowhere, Jake. I can't confirm.
Have you played?
We played there a few years back, and I had to get there on my own. And let me tell you, it's not.
You gotta get there on your own.
It's not. Yeah. I'm for some reason I missed the team bus, and I missed the flight, and I had to get there on my own. And,
you missed the bus.
No, I missed the flight out there to get out there, and I made my own way out there.
Do they have a runway there in Katu?
No, you fly to Well, I flew to Bloemfontein.
Yeah.
And then you gotta take the Dodge. Apparently it's got the road that you take between Bloemfontein and Katu it's a scary. There is animals running across the road every 5 minutes.
So there's a pretty high.
There's a high. It's a scary road.
Yeah, there's a.
Anyway, but it's literally in the middle of nowhere.
All right. So anyway, let's get back to the rugby itself. Although this is a pretty interesting conversation, I'm kind of enjoying it. All right. So 35-25 win. Of course, False Bay go to the top of Pool D now. I mean, that's quite important. Let's quickly look at the results then. Of course, Tygerberg went down to Progress, but we'll talk about that in a second. And then False Bay 35-25 win for them against Shishen. All right, so this will be important for False Bay. It's now 2 in a row. How important is the Gold Cup for Tygerberg and False Bay, Mr. John?
It's very important, JP, because you know it's a national competition, and I want both our teams to do well. It'll be great to see False Bay and Tygerberg in the finals, but. Although Tygerberg lost on Saturday, I know they will qualify. Our clubs are the best clubs in the country.
Yeah, Morgs, let's talk back now to the False Bay Hammies game. You were obviously there for False Bay's first game against Roses. I know you guys played in that warm-up game, if you want to call it that. Your feeling on False Bay's chances here in the Gold Cup?
No, look, I mean, I must be honest. I think it's a well-oiled machine. You know, I think they've got great guidance. They've got. I think what they've done really well this year is that they've got a great balance of experience and young blood that's in that squad. And look, they put in a great performance, you know. I mean, that Roses side is no mean feat, you know. Cornel Hendricks on the wing also brings heaps of experience. A Springbok player playing on the wing for Roses. And it was a tight game for a large part of that game, you know. I mean, look, the wind played a part, and I think False Bay just, you know, grinded out a quality side, played in the right areas in the field, and, you know, played against, I think it was against the win in the second half, and really managed the game well. So I see this False Bay side going quite far, you know. They've got the experience of last year where they also went into the finals, I think, and they lost in the final. So I expect this False Bay side to really go far this year. You know, picking up a away win in Sishen, it's never easy. You know, they're not Sishen are sitting at the bottom of that. I think it's Pool D, but nonetheless, it's still a great Sishen side. You know, I know Yanni Duplessis, who used to play for Hamilton's in Cape Town, plays for them, and they've also got heaps of experience there, and they eat, sleep, drink rugby down in Katu. So big result for False Bay, and I see them, you know, coming home now. Again, picking up another performance this weekend, and hopefully they can top the log and have an easier progression through the playoffs.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Gold Cup logs there. In Pool C, we'll see Swallows at the top, Tygerberg sitting in second place, Progress George, Progress Uitenhage, and then Ulster Borneans. This was, of course, after Tygerberg's win, at least a loss over the weekend. But Tygerberg will be, Danny Tygerberg will be happy at the moment just to make sure that they start stabilizing in this tournament.
I don't think they're happy. I think they're disappointed with their loss, but I know they will regroup and they will look, and on the 30th they will definitely come out firing against old Salborians. There's no doubt about it. Or Swallows, I'm not so sure. Will they play on the 30th?
Yeah, we'll take a look at those fixtures in a
Swallows.
second. Yeah, Tigerberg playing against Swallows, of course, at Florida Park. Let's take a look now at the quick look at the logs in the Gold Cup Pool D. So False Bay, you can see them sitting at the top. They're comfortable, followed by College Rovers, Roses United, Western Suburbs, and then Shishan at the bottom. Okay, so False Bay certainly will be happy with getting their campaign off to a winning start.
Most definitely. They flying a flag, and they'll definitely do well. I'm popping False Bay and Tigerberg to take this competition.
All right, so coming up, and this, of course, there's a bit of a bye then this weekend, folks. So it's not happening this weekend, but now the Gold Cup, we can take a look at the fixtures here. The Gold Cup continues on the 30th of September. So False Bay with home ground advantage playing against Western Suburbs, and then Tigerberg with home ground advantage playing against Swallows at Florida Park. Now, for those of you that went out to the last game, Florida Park, of course, Tigerberg had home ground advantage there. And it was infotainment, as Kevin Kibitz from Tigerberg calls it. Infotainment. So a lot of fun, and it was on a Sunday, and it was jam-packed. So it was great fun. So if you have half a chance, then do yourself a favor and pop around to Florida Park in Ravensmead and go and watch Tigerberg. That's on the 30th. That comes up quite a bit later. Right, when we come back after the break, we'll take a look at some of the shared content that's, of course, come on the Cape Rugby TV app. And the fantastic thing about the app is for the clubs out there, and this is one of the reasons why we launched this, so that if you're a club out there and you need to share your events, for example, your fundraising events or your end-of-year functions, and you want to tell everybody about it, this is the best place for us to publish that news for you. So you just send it to us because we pick it up off the app and then we can put it on TV, and that's part of the Share It, Air It campaign, that if you share it, we air it. All right, fantastic way for you to get sponsors. Go to the sponsors and you can tell them that you are going to have a bit of TV. For example, on my side over here, there's Dulls and there is Score. Okay, it's quite hard to do this, but the ups and downs is Score. There we go. Score on the jersey here, and then just underneath that is Dulls from Belhar. So, and then there's Score on the jersey there. So there's Score both jerseys. Easy for a club to go out and get sponsors, so you can tell them that you're pretty much sure to get television. And then, of course, there's Blenko from Brackenfell. All right, we're going to take an ad break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at some of the shared content. Back in a sec. Just a reminder, if you haven't sorted out your paint supplies, then you need to get down to Dulux Maitland at number 30 Coburg Road. And of course, remember, Colour Tone also on board with Cape Rugby TV. Let's talk a little bit about now the Score Sevens coming up a little bit later in the year, Mr. Jones. The score is back on board with Western Province Rugby in terms of the sevens. It's happening at Goodwood this year. We're going to talk about the President's Cup in a second or so. Quite a large number of entries. I believe you've got something like 48 teams already planned have entered for the Score Sevens later in the year.
Yes, JP, we're quite happy with the increase of almost 25% of clubs joining us.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be intense.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the biggest sevens competition in the country,
The biggest seven. Well,
if not the world.
You got some good partners on board there as well. So I mean, the folks that come through the gate, I believe. If I remember last year, you came, you got a ticket, and you got a free Score energy drink at the same time. I can't remember if that's going to be exactly the case this year, but there's a lot of activity, a lot of entertainment, and a few days later, shortly after that, is of course the HSBC Sevens. So the Sevens Gears will be kicking in a little bit later in the year.
Most definitely, and as you know, it will start on the 14th of October. It will end the 11th of November, and on the 18th of November, you know, we have the big highlights. We have the Springbok Sevens.
Yeah. The Blitzbokke coming down.
The Blitzbokke will be at Goodwood.
Yeah.
Most probably Sanatla, you'll see him run out there again, and obviously with the dream teams. So we're looking forward to some great competitions.
And I think Bobby Joubert is of course coaching your sevens side at the moment. So he will he be bringing the Western Province Rugby Sevens side at the same time?
Yeah, they'll also be there.
Cheers. I'm doing a bit of a Rian Kruiwagen, yeah. So a lot of fun and games still expected. That comes up a little bit later in the year. Let's take a look at some of the shares that came in now. Remember, they of course came in on the app for the clubs that posted their content. Excelsior and Strand United, Rag Day in Clutisville. That's this 23rd of September. Juniors, seniors, and Crocs, old Crocs at least, all playing So you can get down there to the Cloutiesville Sports Ground. Juniors starting at 10 o'clock with a build-up to the main game at 4, and the old boys will be playing the curtain raiser for the first team. Only a 10 Rand gate fee, and lots of food stalls will be available. And then Young Stars and Vineyards taking part in their Heritage Day celebration. That's on the 24th of September at the Greenpoint track. So it's a day of rugby. Stars and Vineyards. It's only 10 Rand for adults and 5 Rand for children. They're celebrating the Heritage Day. The gates open at 8 a.m. in the morning. There's a nice poster there from Young Stars, and I'm pretty sure that is Nicholas Lepedro on the front of that poster. I wonder who designed that poster. Juniors, Old Crocs and Seniors, that's on the 24th of September. Nice to have the guys have shared this on the app. All right, and then of course Hamiltons are hosting their comedy night, 50 Rand entry venue in the Hamiltons Rugby Club, complimentary drinks for the first 50 guests. Morgan Newman, can this possibly be real?
How come I don't even know about this, Jeff?
Well, I don't know.
No, I do know about it.
You know about this?
Yo,
All right,
so
well, this was posted on the app.
yo-
But look,
yo-
we're only going on what's been
Your
published.
guys are on the ball, I must be honest.
Well,
I'm
I'm
impressed.
pretty sure you posted this.
For my personal handle, I did. I think I may have, yeah.
All right, so
But yeah, calm down. It should be fun.
all right, so apparently you've got Wesley Cockrell, Conrad Chester, Carl Weber, Liam Bento. Okay, I don't know who that is. The last Thursday of every month. Tickets available on Quicket or Contact, and you get
Yes,
info
Quicket.
at, is that what it's called, Quicket? All right,
Quicket.
Hamilton's Comedy Nights. Come and pull a hammy. All right, that's on the 28th of
Bento
September.
sounds familiar. No, I actually knew his father. And his father was
Which one is that?
the Liam Bento. And his father was a mad Arsenal fan, and that's why his name is Liam, after Liam Brady.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes,
Just
Mr.
be-
Jones,
Hey, Mr. Jones,
you,
it's like-
you know your thing,
You're up,
Mr. Jones.
you're up there with
Let me
the-
just tell you something about Conrad Koch. He's a ventriloquist, chaps, and apparently he is unbelievable.
Conrad.
Koch, Conrad Koch, and his friend, or whatever you call, is called Chester.
His,
He's,
puppet.
His puppet, but like he apparently is unbelievable.
He's not the one that was looking for Chester.
Chester Williams.
No, yeah, there was. Maybe it could be.
Yeah.
It could be. There was a ventriloquist here. Wesley Cockrell. Maybe he's related to Robert Cockrell.
That's,
There could be a whole rugby
you're giving
family
away-
there.
You're giving away your
Anyway,
age.
folks,
With
get
that
down-
face, he looks like a.
You're giving away your age, Jones.
All right. So you got to get down to Hammies. That's comedy night, and you can go and pull a hammy there on the 28th of September. That's next week, Thursday, I think. Complimentary drinks for the first 50 guests, and Burries and Boerewors burgers. Savannah and Klipdrift, of course,
JP,
sponsoring that.
I'm hoping to get a complimentary there because, especially that complimentary drinks.
Well, I'm thinking, Mr. Jones, if you walk in first, I'll get mine for both of us, and then you walk in, you get again for both. You say it's for your friend.
We'll do.
We'll do a tag team.
I'll have to show Mr. Jones where it is because he very seldom visits us there.
All right, more shares that, of course, came in. It's happening on the 25th of September. Scottsdene, Neville Lewis sent this in. Scottsdene versus Vineyards in the Super C President's Cup top 6 final. It doesn't get bigger than this, so don't miss out. Come and watch, be part of it. These are all more shares that came in via social media and, of course, via the Cape Rugby TV app. Ansel and April on the past weekend's Gold Cup matches. Roses really was a walk in the park for False Bay, who still look rusted. Tigerberg also rusted, came to the fore in the second half. So thanks, Anslin. Remember, folks, this is part of the Share It Era campaign, and Philip Daniels went on to say Wesley boys inviting all the home games Saturdays, and they're playing against Retreat. Come and join, enjoy the day with us. We at Blue Stars would like to invite everyone to our game at Clubmates, Wilfred Martinez, Blue Stars United versus Manenberg Rangers. That's this coming weekend, so a lot of fun there. And just a reminder, we went out to Young Wesley's last week. We would like to see the field get fixed, all right? We would love the City Council, if anybody from the city is watching right now, please go and fix the field in Philippi. There are a couple of dongas, and we would like you to level the field and fix the field for the players at Philippi at Young Wesley's. That would be very kind of you. All right, folks, let's take a look now at the fixtures coming up over the weekend in the City League second round. It's Western Zebras up against Temperance and Cities, Silvertree and Tech, Progress and Police. Northern League will see Emikawi and Whistling Wheels, Eerste Rivier and Stelco, Blakes and Delft. Rugby by no way is at an end yet. Riverstones and Young Gardens, Rangers and Simondia. Okay, it's the President's Cup now coming up this weekend. It's the finals of the Western Province Rugby Football President's Cup. It's at City Park. Heritage Day is, of course, on Sunday. And the President's Cup once again falling on a public holiday. So, Mr. Jones, President's Cup this coming Monday. It's a public holiday. You've got 6 massive games in play here. Super League A, Super League B, Super League C, top 6, bottom 8. But it's going to be action on all 3 fields.
It's going to be a humdinger, JP, and great braaiing will be there on the day. Don't you worry.
Well, I had that question. What can folks bring with? People were asking me. In fact, I think David November from Stelco was asking me, can he bring a skottel?
No, you can't bring a skottel.
Okay, so there are obviously
but we will have braai facilities.
So the braai facilities are. So do you need to bring your own meat, or how does it work?
You can bring your own meat,
Yeah.
but you could also buy braai packs, which will be on sale on the day.
And the fires, somebody is making the fire for you?
We'll be making the fire.
Okay, so there's all safety controls and all sorts
Yeah.
of stuff. What about parking? Where do the folks go? Entry fees and all
Well,
that?
entry fee is 10 rand per person and
Yeah.
20 rand a car.
10 rand
So
a person.
there will be parking on the Seafield at City Park, as
Right.
well as the school in Thornton Road. So there's sufficient parking place.
Plenty of parking. You
well,
expect a lot?
Will there be enough braai? Will there be enough places to braai? Do you have to book it? Or?
Are you planning on coming to Braai?
Well, we're playing in the final, James, and I'm thinking of making a day with the Hammies guys.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
We've got family and who want to come support, and I think could be quite fun.
You look, it's the Vineyards versus Costin is a big game. Stellenbosch versus Hamilton's is the biggest with regard to rugby, but Franschhoek and Hamlets, that's the biggest supporting game.
Didn't we
on
see
the day.
Franschhoek? Who did we see at
You remember when the first time at Newlands, it was Franschhoek, they brought those 10 buses.
Well,
Second year running, it was Hamlets, they brought their 10 buses.
I'm thinking
So
the same thing.
this Monday is going to be a humdinger between Franschhoek and Hamlets, the derby of the Dorpe, and it's going to be a great day.
All right, so let's look at some of these matchups here. Firstly, we'll start with the top 6 finals. Vineyards and Scottstein. I know Gerald Bokken, the guys are going to be extremely happy. Alistair Sigelaar has done a fantastic job here with Scottstein. Vineyards are travelling all the way from Paarl. They, of course, are really going to be making those. First game kicks off at 1:30. Franschhoek and Hamlets, another monster game. Hamlets have really put their mark on their season. They've had a really good season, and Franschhoek, after that tragedy, has lifted themselves up. They are really 2 teams that's going to be putting it all on the line there and looking for this President's Cup trophy.
Definitely. I think they're disappointed that they didn't go up to Super League B.
Yeah.
Super League A.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to play for,
All right.
and so I'm looking forward to Monday. I can't wait. Mouth-watering.
Now, Morgan Newman, Hamilton's Marties. This is you playing against. I'm not sure if you're playing or not, but I'm going to assume that you're playing. Of course, folks.
I'm playing, James.
Yeah, right. So it's the Total Sports President's Cup, of course, presented by Treble Group and Cape Rugby TV. Cape Rugby TV is there as the official broadcast partner of Western Province Rugby, so we don't need the mentions, but we are, of course, the official exclusive broadcast partner to the Western Province Rugby Football Union. But it's kindly brought to you once again by Total Sports. So it's the Total Sports President's Cup, the final challenge. But let's talk about this, Morgs. Marties and Hamiltons, you guys come off this win against a second team False Bay side, and now you've got to take on the mighty Marties. Are you guys up for it?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, it's a rough run to the final for Hammies, It's you got to play Durban, then we played False Bay, and now we're playing on Marties, And look, I mean, it's still fresh in our memories. Our result from the league is still fresh in our memories, where we took a bit of a beating, and we're gonna go and correct the wrongs, James. I can guarantee you that. So it should be a good game.
Ask him what was the score. I reckon.
The score was so big I can't remember, James. But we put it behind us. We've done our homework. We've put in the hard yards, and
So, Morg, I mean, let me ask you about this. What is it that makes Marty so strong? I mean, they came out. Everybody was they had 5 games on the log, and they were about 10 games behind everybody, and they had to play a lot of catch-up games, with all the breaks and coming out the Varsity Cup. And people ask the question: will they be able to come out and be so strong? And they came like a train. It just was one win after the next, 5 points. Look, we know that they had some very easy wins, probably easier than maybe in the past. There was, some default wins as well. But Marty's was like a train. They came back, and it was just go, go, go.
Look, I mean, Stellenbosch, there's a number of factors which play a major role in why Stellenbosch are so successful. Obviously they've the biggest club in the world, rugby club in the world, so they've got heaps of depth to choose from. Number one, I think, and that's always make them a successful side. And then amongst that, they've they're extremely talented rugby players, and they're well coached under Coach Harvey's Fourie, you know. So I mean, there are a number of factors which makes them play well, and also, you know, yes, they study and yes, they do their thing, but they eat, sleep, drink rugby there. You know, they train probably 4 times a week, whereas most other clubs are training twice a week. You know, Hamilton's or another number of clubs train 3 times a week, but Stellenbosch train 4 times a week, as far as I understand. And you know, they've got the preparation from the Varsity Cup, where the players have come through Varsity Cup and now, you know, starting to, and it's a completely different ball game altogether. The pace of the game is different. You know, you're playing against a different caliber of player in the league. And for all those factors, I think Stellenbosch will always be a tough side to beat, you know. But having said that, Hamilton's have a number of guys who've played at the highest level with a bit of experience. Amongst that, with a bit of young blood, and with us doing our
Danny,
homework
would you say
correctly.
that our Super League,
including you see, ours truly.
I'm an old Stellenbosch guy, so I know how. I mean, I know what kind of work goes into them playing good rugby there, you know, and they put in the work. And as long as we can emulate that at Hamilton's, which we try and do on a weekly basis, I think we'll put up a good fight.
Okay, so let's take a quick look at the other teams, of course. Now, this is the bottom 8. So just a reminder then, folks, in the top 6, it's Vineyards and Scottsdene starting at 1:30 in the Total Sports President's Cup finals. It's Franschhoek and Hamlet, Stellenbosch and Hamilton's. We're going to go to the next round now. In the bottom 8 finals, we can bring it up now. In Super League, it's Vix and Union Mill, Carlenbor, Strand United, Rangers and Young Peoples. Okay, let's look at that. They talk about Vix being a second team to Marty's. Well, it is. It is the Marty's second side. Up against Milnerton. But, Danny, Milnerton, I'm not going to take it lying down. Ishmael Dolly will definitely pull a couple of rabbits out of the hat. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't they beat Vix this year? Maybe.
Yeah, I think you may be right, actually.
Right. So Ishmael Dolly, I think, him and his team are going to be in the President's Cup for, I think, 4 years running. So they'll be looking to really pack it on Monday.
No, Union Mill has done well. I mean, they started slowly, but towards the end they picked up momentum, and it's going to be a good game.
Because the one thing is for sure that there's not going to be any first team Marty's guys playing in the Vic side, because they would be playing in the game.
Look, I mean, James, Ish is a
Danny.
yeah.
No, JP, we're quite good with the reversions and with our systems. So no. That's a good game, and Ish has to come to the party. They want to end the season well. They want to party, so.
Ish is an astute coach. Let's not be.
He's very sneaky, and he plays his cards close to his chest. So it's going to be a cracker. Then of course Carlenbor against Strand United. There's going to be a bit of a derby there as well. Strand United will be looking to come and put on the points, and then Rangers and Young Peoples. So Rangers and the Young Peoples, and we can expect a bit of a derby there. But Rangers will be Ibi Murat and the boys will be looking to put their stamp of authority on that game as well. Of course, it's been a good season for them, but didn't go 100%, and they want to come out with a win at City Park.
Most definitely. Ibi Murat is a good coach, as well as the young people's coach, Brent. What's Brent's name? Brent
Martin.
Yeah, he's a good coach. So I think it'll be a tough one there.
Yeah.
I know. Young peoples want to beat the Rangers, but Rangers got home ground advantage. You know, they're around the corner from City Park.
So Total Sports President's Cup. What do the winners? What do they walk away with on the night, Danny?
A check.
A check? Is there money involved in this?
Only
prize money.
There is.
There are trophies, of course.
There are definitely trophies. There's no doubt about it.
Also, but of course, and these trophies together with the annual President's Awards. Do we have a date yet for the?
Yes, we do, JP. 17th of October.
17th of October. So we've still got a way to go before the end of the year, and it's on that night that you will bestow the titles on the teams.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So we don't have winners just yet.
No
winners just yet, folks.
Winners.
You will find out who the league winners are officially only on the 17th of October. Morgan Newman, we're pretty much going to leave it at that. You ready for the weekend then?
Yep, we're ready for Monday.
And then you come back Monday.
We're ready for Monday, so we're putting in a session on Sunday, and ready for Monday. I think it's going to be a great day of rugby. I mean, you know, forget results. I think it's a celebration of what club rugby in the Western Cape is all about, and it's healthy and everyone quality, and the quality is there.
So we're looking forward to a fantastic rugby weekend. Danny, you must be very excited.
Most definitely. As Morgan said, it is the cherry on top. We're celebrating club rugby. It's going to be a good day. We invite everybody to come out and come and watch. If your team isn't playing, at least come and watch and support the other team.
All right, there we go, folks. There you have it. It is the Total Sports President's Cup happening this 25th of September, and of course kindly supported by the Treble Group. So make sure that you get down to City Park on this Monday. It's going to be jam-packed with fun. First game starts off at 12 o'clock, Union Mill against Vixen, of course, and then followed by games at 1:30 and at 3 o'clock. And don't forget the Vineyard Scottsdene game also starts at 1:30. So, of course, first game at 12 o'clock. Remember now, for those of you that have not downloaded the Cape Rugby TV app, now is the time for you to do it. Go to either the Google Play Store or onto the iTunes Store, and you can download the Cape Rugby TV app. If you open up that app, it's a fantastic opportunity or way for you, number one, to share your content so that you reach more people out there, and of course for you to stay in touch with all the different news. So on the app, so from videos to the news to the share it feature, as I just mentioned, there's tweets, there's quotes, there's games. In fact, the games for those of you that say you know all about the world of Western Province Club Rugby, go and try the quiz section on the games app. So just download the app, look for the games section, go and test it, and you could be in the mix to win some fantastic prizes here on Cape Rugby TV, including 20 litres of Dulux Weather Guard, courtesy of Dulux Maitland at number 30 Coburg Road. That's a wrap from us. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. We'll see you on Monday at City Park for the Total Sports President's Cup, proudly presented by the Treble Group. Bye-bye.